Hey there, good looking. Join me for this total body strength workout. Listen, we've got 2 circuits of compound exercises. So not only are we going to strengthen the muscles, we're also going to get that heart rate up. For equipment, you're going to need a couple of pairs of moderate weight dumbbells. For reference, I have a pair of 15s and a pair of 10s. Now, beginners, I'd also love for you to have a chair or bench, an elevated surface of some sort close by so that we can raise the ground up for one of our exercises. Now, if you're doing this workout in real time, this is also our day 1 workout, our first workout of our Limitless challenge. Now, you'll also want to stick around to the very end. I have a really cool functional ab circuit that we're going to perform. All right, grab your dumbbells and let's go get started. All right, before we get started, if you have a fitness watch on, press start. For reference, I have an iWatch or an Apple Watch, and I have a HIIT setting. All right, let's keep those feet shoulder width apart, push the hips rear, drive up off the heels, and do again. We want those knees tracking with the toes, hinging through that hip joint. Chest is proud. Head is up, you got it. So we've got 4 different moves per circuit, 2 circuits total. 40 seconds of work, 20-second recovery, and then as mentioned at the intro, we're going to finish off with some functional ab drills. Now these exercises, are going to move multi-joints, what we call compound exercises, so that we get a really good heart rate response with this workout for you. Last 2, last 1, perfect. Take it down on the ground for me. Right knee underneath the hip, left leg in front, arms in front, and let's rock back. So sorry, left leg to the side, not to the front. You want to feel a nice stretch in the adductors, rocking back to those heels, coming back on top of those wrists. Hope you're having a great day. Trust me, if you're not, you will be smiling by the time you're done this workout. If not by my sunny disposition, then by the workout itself. Last 2. 1 more. Now sit back for me, please. Take that left arm, thread it through, rotate, look up, ceiling. Good. Through, rotate up. Nice. Other arm's going to stay straight. Let's do 2 more here. Last 1. All right, other leg out. Rock back. I've got my back toe tucked under and I'm sitting right back onto my heel. And then I drive forward, going past my wrist, so I get a little bit warm up into the wrist joints as well. This foot extended, it's going to stay on the ground. Let's do 2 more here. Let's sit back here. Right arm, thread it, reach up, look up. Do again. Reach up, look up. Last 4. One more. Beautiful. Come on to all 4s. Let the belly drop on an inhale, look up to your sky. Exhale, push the ground away. If you have osteoporosis, limit your range of motion, especially as we round up. We can extend, but it's the rounding we want to be careful of. 2 more. Last 1. Find that neutral spine, tuck the toes under, hover the knees a couple inches off the floor, take a gaze at the top of your mat, pull the shoulder blades into your back pocket, breathe here, firing up that core as well as those quads. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and press up into downward dog. Let's pedal those feet, heels coming down to the ground, gaze in between the feet. Tuck those biceps in towards the ears. And 4 here, and 3, 2, 1. If you're able to, walk the hands to the toes and drive up. Beautiful. All right, we're going to start with our first exercise. So if you need a quick sip of water, you go for it. I want you to grab the heavier of the weights that you have. Do your best and try to maintain this weight while we go through all 3 rounds of the move as well. We are going to start with the dumbbells in front, taking it into a squat, curl, and press. All right. Now, you can also have a more of a narrow stance, just don't bend through the waist on it, all right? Do that hip hinge. So let's get set up, mirror me. We're gonna start with this arm, 3, 2, 1, squat, curl, press, squat. Beautiful. So a little heavier weight, maybe not what you're used to for the press, but we've got a little bit of momentum as we come up, and then we can use the legs to drive that dumbbell up if we're having a really tough time with the press pattern. One arm at a time, so it does help and allow us to go a bit heavier. As mentioned, we have 40 seconds of work, and then we'll move on. Let's keep those shoulder blades together, please. Chest is proud. Keep looking up, don't look down. One more each arm. Last one. Beautiful, keep those dumbbells. Drop down on your bum. Dumbbells on your thighs, and then just roll back, getting set up into chest press position. Now this time with our press, I want you to start with the arms straight, legs in tabletop. Both arms come down into our press. Straighten. Draw the belly button in, anchor that spine, extend your left leg, heel to ground. Chest press, leg drop. Now, if that low back pops off, you're unable to control that, you'll keep the knee bent as you lower your heel to the ground. All I'm trying to do here is just engage a little bit more into the core as we do our chest, tricep, shoulder exercise. Breathe. Dumbbells are above your chest, not your head. And when they come down to the ground, they're just slightly in front of the shoulders. All right, roll yourself up, get into what we call a quadruped position. That just means wrists under shoulders, knees apart under hips. Find that neutral spine for me. Tuck your toes under as well. Now let's do a row each arm. So let's take that left elbow, drive it up. Then the right elbow. Now come up off the knees, hold here if you're a beginner, intermediate advanced, join me and step the legs out, and back in, and lower the knees. Row, row, tabletop, stay there, step out with me, lower. When we bring back those knees, they're going back underneath those hips for me, please. All right, you're either going to do a burpee with mini-me, no dumbbells, using a chair, or you're going to be here with big me, for lack of a better term. Let's get into high plank for me. You can step or jump the feet forward, come into stand. With or without your dumbbells, my advanced people, you don't have a choice. You're going to do dumbbells. Now I'm choosing to do a low impact burpee, so I'm stepping. You can also jump back, okay? Totally up to you. Or you can say, screw it, PJ. I'm going to use an elevated surface. Chair works great. Bench, couch. But I really want you to focus on a deep squat on this burpee. Many people incorrectly do the burpee, and that's why their low backs start to hurt. So if we can step out wide, offer us some room in those hips, and then we're able to really squat down, time, and use those legs. All right, let's take it from the top. Do you remember that first exercise? Yeah, it's a good thing I've got it written down below the camera. Squat and alternating curl. So I like a wide squat on this. You can by all means go more narrow squat, but you would be squat, curl, press, squat, curl. And remember, you got that option to use those legs, right, to get that dumbbell up there for the press. Knees are going to track with those toes as we come down. Bum is pushing rearward. Like there's a chair behind us. We're going to try and find that chair with the tush. Now you know the moves. You want to increase the intensity, pick up the tempo a little bit. Or maybe you've thought, you know what, I could probably lift heavier. Bravo, you. Grab some heavier weights then. One more. All right, chest press, our setup. Please start seated. Dumbbells on your thighs. From there, you can just simply roll back and find your position. Let's get the arms up, legs up, draw the belly button in, anchor that spine, start with the chest press. Now, one leg, heel to ground, press. My advanced people, you can also do a double leg, heel to ground. So, options there for everyone. Back of the neck is long. Woo, baby. All right, let's get ourselves into that quadruped position. Wrists under shoulders, please. Knees apart underneath the hips. We've got the row pattern to work into those back muscles, back of the shoulder biceps, and then we'll do a step out from that bear position to hit the core and quads. Tuck the back toes under, please. Let's go. Row each arm up. Now come into that bear, lifting the knees a couple inches off your ground. Hold here or step it out with me. Step it in, then we lower the knees. Back to our row. Now when we step it out this next time, can you remember which leg you started with last time? Let's do the other leg. I know, I'm testing your brain power too. I have faith in you. If my little pea brain can have a YouTube channel and a fitness app, I know you got this covered. My 4 brain cells, you are definitely far excel my 4 brain cells. And time. All right, we've got those weighted burpees. Now, the weighted part is optional as well as going as deep as I am. You can use that chair, stick with mini-me. If you're with me, let's get into high plank, all right? You can jump or step the feet forward. Remember though, we're moving through those hips and legs, not the low back. Let's go. And then to stand. I'm alternating which leg I'm stepping back each time. You can also jump back, right? I just don't feel like jumping today. Just that kind of day for me. Every day is going to be a little different, especially during the week, right? Your Monday workout's going to feel really different than, say, your Saturday workout. So as long as we keep push and play, we keep getting those runners on, we keep moving, you're going to see change. Come on, last couple of reps here. Time. Whew. All right, 20-second breather. We're going into our final round, and then we get a minute water break. We have that squat. It can be feet shoulder width, or it can be wide with me. 3, 2, 1. Shoulders back and down. Let's lift that chest. Put a smile on that face. Let's go. Take it down. Put a smile on that face. Oh my goodness, I've turned into one of those perky fitness instructors that I hate. Sorry about that. I'll go back to bitter and sarcastic by day 4, I promise. Woo! Now things are starting to get spicy for me. That and the furnace just turned on as well, so it's getting a little hot. Last 10 seconds, then we hit the decks for the chest press and ab drill. Come on. One more. Finish it, finish it. Nice job. On your bum. Dumbbells on thighs. Lie back and then let the arms just drop to the ground. Now let's straighten those arms. Dumbbells over chest. Knees up. Knees over hips. Ankles with knees. Draw the belly button in. Here we go. Chest press. Single or double leg, heels to ground. Remembering though, that the whole idea of the heels to ground is maintaining that neutral spine. So if you find that low back pops off, you can't control it. I want you to knock it back a little bit. Either do one leg or keep that one leg knee bent a bit more. Back of the neck is long. Breathe with me here. All right, let's roll up. Into quadruped. Wrists under shoulders, knees apart underneath those hips. Find that neutral alignment with your spine too, and that includes the neck and the head, so we're not letting the head drop down. In fact, if you can, look up, or not if you can, please look up at the top of your mat. Tuck the back toes under. Now let's do a row each arm. Good job. Now come into bear, hold here, or follow with me. Stepping it back, coming in, and then row. Bear, step it back, bring it in, and row. Now, if you're not stepping it back, you just hold that bear until I get here. So you hold that hover, knees just a couple inches off that ground. Yes, fall in love with that burn in the quadriceps. It's good for you. All right, drop those knees, shake out those hands. We're gonna move into that final move, that weighted burpee. Now, of course, you can do it with no dumbbells. You can also do it with the hands elevated. Jump or step, I don't care. We just wanna make these look good and make the legs work, not the back. High plank, let's go. Drive up through the legs. So much better than rounding the spine. You guys know the drill, right? We got to put the work in. We want to increase that fitness level. We want to age well. Yeah, we got to work our asses off. So, day one right here. Last one, come to stand. Ah, nicely done. All right, grab a sip of water. When we sip water, what do? We keep those feet moving. We're moving into our next circuit. Same thing, 4 exercises, 40 seconds of work, 20-second recovery. There's one move that I'm going to do that it might not interest you, which I'll have an alternative screen. Other than that, we're just going to go and we're going to see how it goes. Our first move is an alternating squat and snatch. Really good power move. And it's going to hit and torch every muscle in your body. I'd like you to work with the heavier of the dumbbell. Let's do a couple of practice rounds here, okay? Feet wide for me. Sink it down. If you can, hand to ground. And then you're going to drive up and explode up with that dumbbell coming up, and then the other arm. Drive, explode. Okay, so let's do it in real time now. We use the hips, we drive. Whew. We come down. Here's the side view. It's like I'm doing up the zipper of a hoodie here. So I've got some power, some momentum. Now I'm going to make a fist with my non-working arm, and believe it or not, that's going to fire up my core a little bit more. Now you may not be able to squat this deep. You squat as low as it feels comfortable for you, and then switch hands. Maybe it's in between the knees there. Maybe it's mid-calf. So power up using those glutes. Drive up using those legs. Yes, nicely done, you. All right, we're moving into a walkout push-ups. If that doesn't interest you, I want your heavier of the dumbbells that you have in each hand and get set up in that chest press, and you'll do a bridge chest press. Everybody else, top of your mat, back of your mat, arms up, walk it out. High plank, push up from knees or toes, walk it back into a squat, drive up. So again, we've got that wide stance like we did with burpees so that we can really open up the hips and drive through the legs, not the low back. Now this isn't for everybody, all right? That's why Mini-Me's there. I brought her back out of retirement. She's not allowed to retire, is she? And she's doing a chest press with a bridge. All right, let's grab the heavier you have of the grouping. Chest press people, you need to stand. Everybody else, let's go with those feet, just hip width. So if you were to do a bum kick wherever your heel lifts and then drops, that's a good foot placement for this. Dumbbells in front, shoulders back and down. Let's do a deadlift. And then a row. Drive up. When we do that deadlift, So important we do that hip hinge that I keep talking about. So it's hinging at the hip, not the waist. Knees are going to be soft, elbows driving up. Nice. 20 more seconds of this, and then we're going to try a fun little cardio drill. It's even more fun than the burpee. Let's do one more here. Come to stand. All right. Beginners, no weight. Everybody else, grab a little lighter weight. All right, we're going to start with a curtsey lunge. And as we have those feet wide and curtsey, we're going to bring the dumbbell, and then pass it. So whatever leg is stepping back in that curtsey, we're going to pass it to that hand. Now, if you want to add a little bit of a jump, you can. I just about tripped over my own big feet there. That would have made some good video, wouldn't it? Maybe next set. Curtsey, curtsey. So whatever leg is stepping back, that's the dumbbell that we're passing the hand to. And those thighs should be screaming. Time. Holy moly, huh? All right, there's round one. 2 more to go. Whew. 1 dumbbell, alternating squat and snatch. Again, you might be here. This is where you're switching the dumbbell, okay? That'll make it easier, right? You're not squatting as deep. If you're with me, up, zip up that hoodie, come down. Other hand makes a fist, fire up that core. Good. Now I want you to open up that chest. Look up. Perfect. Power move. Come on. I am actually powering up so much my heels lift off a bit as I come up. But right there, my heels are lifting off. One more here. Up. Woo. All right, walkouts to push-ups. Or grab a pair of heavy, get in a bridge, and give me some chest presses. Those of you with me, let's get the end of your mat. We bend those legs to get down there. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Push up, knees to toes, chest to ground if you can. Gaze at the top of your mat. Don't let that head drop. If you really hate these, I would love for you to do me a favor. I know you don't owe me any favors, but I would love for you to do me one. And just try 1 set. The reason being, as we age, we lose bone density. And this is one really great way to build the bones in the wrists and the shoulders. You don't have to necessarily go as fast as me, but I just want you a little weight bearing so that we can apply some bone building exercise to those wrists of yours. All right, deadlift to row. And in all honesty, what do we usually break when we fall? Because we extend the arm, our wrists. So we need to keep them strong. Feet hip width. Let's do that deadlift, everybody. Hip hinge, stay here. Whew, row up. Get those back muscles involved. Further, drive up. We got everything in the posterior chain working on this one move. Again, take it slow. If you're new to a deadlift pattern, so again, I want you hip hinging, not rounding that spine, not getting in any funny business with that lower back of yours. We've got 1 more left. Woo, all right. Dumbbell is optional. We've got that curtsey lunge. Okay, so it's a curtsey, curtsey, curtsey. So my stepping across as best I can. I feel like I don't have a lot of room, but I think I do. And then if you like, add a bit of a hop. If you can, just mirror me. Oh, my hopping days are numbered with this one. My goodness, my quads just feel like 2 cement blocks right now. Yeah. Who programmed this stupid exercise? We're almost there. We're almost there. Come on. Down, down. One more. Whoa, Lord. Yeah, I'm not religious, but sometimes I am. Okay, I'm going to grab a quick step. We're on our final round. Squat and snatch. Grab 1 dumbbell. Preferably the heavier one. Dumbbell wherever you can get it. Ready? Fire up the core. Zip up. I think you agree with me, our heart rates are up. This is a true metabolic conditioning workout right here. I love starting challenges with Metcons. Just gets, for some reason, I find it gets people going. Time, walkout push-ups or chest press with a bridge. Chest press people, grab those heavy dumbbells for me. Woo! Walkout peeps, join me back here. Okay, let's start before the timer. Ready? The timer doesn't rule us. Come on. Walk out. Chest to ground. Gaze at the top of your mat. Walk back to deep squat. Push up. Again, this is our last round, so, try it. Or if you come back and revisit this workout, try the walkouts if you usually shy away from them. They're great for the wrists and shoulders. Whew. Time. All right. Deadlift to row. I truly feel like we just did these. Guess in a sense we have, haven't we? All right, we want the heavier of the pair that we have because these are big muscles. They can take the load. Feet are hip width, okay? Draw that belly button in. Let's go. Hip hinge, row. I want you to look up too. That's going to help us keep that upper back positioning of yours. A lot going on in this exercise, so don't think if you're having a hard time figuring it out that it's because you can't get it. No, it's just there's a lot of moving parts. I don't get super complicated with my moves. The reason being is the basics work. All right. I like to spice a few things up, like add a row with a deadlift, but that's about it. Basic exercises work when done with good form on a consistent basis. Time. Woo. All right, crew. No dumbbell, 1 dumbbell. We got it. Last one here. Then we get a water break. So let's just start with the feet wide. If you see me, they're wider than my shoulders. Now I'm going to do a curtsey and then pass. And then I might have the hop. And we'll see how the legs go. Trying to land as soft as I can as well. As well as keeping my torso fairly upright. It's a slight hip hinge over my knee as I come down. Time. Bravo, you. Grab a sip of water. Cheers. All right, we're moving into some functional abs. What the hell does that mean? That means that, again, we're going to be moving many joints to fire up the deeper core muscle, your transverse abdominis. So that's underneath the layer, the six-pack layer that people often refer to, in addition to the internal and external obliques, which help with stabilizing, twisting, etc. So some of these are not going to be a good fit for those of you with osteoporosis or osteopenia, even spinal stenosis. At which point I want you to follow Mini-Me, okay? She's going to give you the options for the first 2 moves that you're going to need, and then the final 3rd move, you'll join us. All right, one more sip of water, and then we're going to get going. Okay, my advanced people, I want you to grab one of the heavier, my intermediate, the moderate, my beginners, body weight only. Mirror me, please. This toe to me, that toe to the front of your mat, this arm straight up. All right, now from here, I want you to push the hip towards that leg as we come down and keep the arm over the shoulder and then drive up. My osteo people, you're holding one arm up and driving the opposite knee up for 40 seconds, and then you'll switch sides. The goal on this is to keep that arm over the shoulder the entire time. So I want you to keep the eyes on your prize. If it's really too much, you can drop the dumbbell and bring it to the bottom arm. All right, and it'll help out immensely. Or drop down to a lighter weight. My knees are soft. I'm pushing my hip, traveling my arm down the inside of my leg, keeping my top arm high up there, lined up with my shoulder. All right, now I simply move this toe to me, switch dumbbell hands, this toe to now the back of my mat. Extend up. I'm going to put some imaginary duct tape on that elbow. Now we push the hip this way. Be aware that one side might not be as coordinated or feel as strong as the other. We can have that dumbbell up, we can be body weight only, or we can place the dumbbell on the bottom hand. My osteo people, you've switched hands, that arm's up, and you switch knees that drive up. All right, place the dumbbell in the other hand, bring this knee to the ground. This leg is out on an angle in the back corner of your mat. Osteoporosis people, you'll get in a side plank and follow Mini-Me. Everybody else, now we keep the eyes on the prize here. We're going to push the hips back to that back heel, slide the hand in front of the quad, slide the forearm onto the ground. Forearm hits the ground, reverse back up. Now we're driving through the glute to come up. So allow the glutes to help. Tuck that back toe under and come all the way up. So really pushing through so we're fully extended into that hip there. This is too much. Get rid of the weight. That's actually the easiest way. Time to learn this one. Now we set up the other way. So now we've got this toe pointed to the front of our mat. We've got this leg that's going to tuck the toe under and come towards the midline of the body a bit. Extend that arm straight up. Osteo people, flip over to the other side plank. Ready? Push the hips back, slide the hand, gaze at your hand. Now drive through the glute, come up, fully extending into your right hip now if you're mirroring me. We just have one round of our abs, so there's the good news. Bad news is we still have one more move after this. All right, lower the dumbbell down. Let's get rid of that dumbbell. We do not need it anymore. Whew. Everybody can join me now. We're taking it into a side plank. We can be on that bottom knee. We want this elbow directly under our shoulder. As we push up and away from the ground, we want to make sure that we're not dropping into, pardon me, that bottom shoulder. Extend the other arm up. Whew. And let's hold it here. Now, those of you that would like to join me, let's lift this top leg up into a star. Now make sure you're driving through the glutes so the bum's not being pushed back. I see that quite a bit with people that I can't hold a side plank. If that's you, drop that top leg and clean up the plank, okay? Good. 10 more seconds. We'll do the other side and then we're done. Woo! It's been a good workout. I'm so happy you joined me. All right. Okay, other side. Elbow under shoulder. That's going to protect that shoulder joint of ours. As we come up, I want you to push the hip forward. So again, I quite often see people with their hips back. I want to squeeze the glutes. Good. Now once you've got that, I want you to drive yourself up so you're not plunked into that bottom shoulder. Arm is up. Flex that top foot. If you're joining me, we're lifting up. And we're breathing. Breathing is really key, isn't it? Holy moly, the hips just kicked in for me. That was wild. Hang in there, you guys. Keep squeezing those glutes forward. We want a nice long line here. Pretend you have a wall right here and a wall directly behind you, not allowing you to hinge at all. Last 3, 2, 1. Woo! All right, you. Let's get into knees to chest. Whew. Stretch it out. Oh, yeah, that feels good. Maybe rock the knees side to side. And maybe for you, your hands are on top of the shins. That's more comfortable for you. Now, those of you with osteoporosis, it'd be really cool if you had a thick pillow nearby and you can build up your ground. We're going to take the knees to the side. And then if you'd like, you can add a little bit of pressure on the outside of that one knee. And then I want you to turn the gaze to the other arm that's extended, lined up with your shoulder, palm facing up. And now let's see if we can walk the shoulders so that both shoulders are on your ground still. We don't have that one with the arm that's extended out there, popped off the floor. And let's take the legs to the other side. Same thing. Readjust those shoulders. Turn that gaze. And back to center. Let's take the left leg straight up. Softness in that knee. Drawing that leg. Stretching the back of your thigh. If that feels cool with you, straighten your other leg. Remember though, that back of the neck, let's have it long. So let's lift the head up, chin tuck a little bit, and then lower. For some of you, especially men, I find they're quite tight in the hamstrings and just can't hold that neck alignment. I'd love for you to place a yoga block or a pillow under your head. Release, bring the other leg up. Find that hamstring stretch, and then if it feels good for you, straighten the other leg. Come on to the stomach for me, please. Bring the arms so that they're extended, lined up with the shoulder palm down. Now slide your left hand towards you, lift your left leg, and roll onto the right arm. If you're able to, you're going to drop that left foot behind you, pressing into the ground with that left hand to roll back onto the right arm. You'll feel an amazing stretch in that right side pec and shoulder, and quite possibly in the front of your left hip too. My head is off the mat. And as mentioned, I'm really pushing into the ground with that left hand. I know you can't see me, so I'm trying to talk you through it as best I can. Let's roll back. Now you'll be able to see me. Slide the right hand in, right leg lifts, press into the ground, roll up. Back to center. Hands under the shoulders, press up into cobra. If that doesn't feel good for your low back, you'll modify it and hold here. Gaze is up, shoulders away from the ears. Drop the hips to your ground, extending through the spine. And now let's lift the hips up. Open up the knees, big toes together. Sit back on our heels, lengthen the back and the arms and shoulders. Forehead to mat if you can. And back up. Well, there we go, crew. Day 1 is done and dusted. This will be one of the longest workouts that we have in the series, so don't worry, not every workout is going to be this long. It's going to be varying lengths, but what I do promise you in addition is that each one will help you get towards your goals of a fitter, stronger you so that you are limitless. All right, have a wonderful rest of your day. Drop your comment down below and we will see you next workout. Bye.